first BCX was also your first LAN, if I remember correctly. Kind of walk me through what your mindset was going into BCX. Like, did you feel like at the beginning that you were going to win?
Not really. I knew I was very good and could place very high, and I knew like at home, I was playing on a laptop the whole time, 60 hertz.
Oh yeah, you got the LAN buff real hard
Yeah,
that
and
first BCX.
I was very aware the LANs had the monitors that everyone was talking about. I was talking about. So I've tweeted about it. I'm like, I can't wait to go on LAN on play on these things. And I get to LAN. I remember I was with my friend and Ethan. We sit down to play, and I'm like, I've been playing the game wrong the whole time. And then it was not until like Ethan and I almost got top 3 winners. It was game 5 against Cake and Addy, right?
Yep.
And then I got top 8 winners in singles very easily. And then that night I'm like, I could just win because I'm playing good and the setups are like buffing me like crazy. Like I'm reacting to everything. I'm hitting every punish and sig and stuff that I practice. So I'm like, we'll see what happens. So I was very confident after that point. But before I was just playing normally. I was like, my goal coming into the weekend was just to top 8. I was like, if I get top 8, I'm like, all right, I'll try to go further, but I'm like, let's go. And then I got top 8 winners, and I dropped like 1 game. I'm like, okay,
right,
this is different than what I expected.
Right. Okay, so from that night, then you were like, all right, I can just do this. What was that feeling like when you kind of like, well, actually, walk me kind of through grand finals in particular. Like, how did it feel to like, okay, you're in grand finals now. You're ready to take on your final opponent. Like, walk me through kind of like the mindset of like what that final game was like.
Well, after I beat Boomy, like the classic set, game 5, I knew I was gonna win because at that point I'm like winner's side. Like I've beaten everyone I've come across this far. I'm like, okay, I'm literally just on fire. Like I'm not gonna lose to whoever I fight. And I ended up fighting Wrenched. And I wasn't we didn't really play that much that year, so I wasn't exactly familiar with how he played. But like I remember thinking I'm just gonna like out fundy him, and like I'm not scared of his character at all versus my character is far more scary. So I'm like, I think I'm just gonna read him and out mechanic him. And that's pretty much what I did because it was a 3-0. I mean the games were close. But do you know when you play a close game and you look back and it's actually a close game, but it doesn't feel close at all? That's a lot of, like 80% of my tournament games are that. I'm like, yo, I destroyed this guy. And then I look back, it's like 3-0, 3-1, but every game's close. I'm like, I didn't actually destroy him. That's what it feels like when I win. Like, I don't know. It's like a mental thing.
Huh. Yeah. It just feels like you're so far ahead that they can't catch up, even though it's like, oh, if they had like landed a handful of like a few more hits.
And it's like I think it's because I do like a weird choice or make some mistakes here and there, but I don't care because I'm so confident. I think that's what it is. That's my guess.
Okay. And then so you win BCX, it's your first LAN, you're world champion, you're going into the next year. Is the goal at that point to just stay on top?
Yeah, I wanted to keep winning tournaments. So that's exactly what I did. I think you remember this. Do you remember when Dusk came out and we were like sparring on like a stream or something? Do you know what I'm talking about? I just got a new PC, so I'm playing on like this buff setup at my home online, and I'm able to play 5 times better. I'm like, I was just excited to play tournaments again. Except for Winters, I'll never win that tournament. I'll never win it.
What is it about Winters?
I have no idea. There's off seasons where I do practice, and off seasons where I don't, and there's the results the same thing. So I don't even know. The closest I've gotten was 3rd.
Okay.
And the worst was like 9th or the 33rd before I got really good at the game. But I'm practicing a lot this off season, and I'm still beating everybody pretty easily. And I'm rank 1 NA again, so like if I don't win, I actually don't know what's up. Because the other pros are slacking with practice, minus a few. And I don't know. Because it's not even like I'm not nervous about the tournament. I just lose like, every single time. So I'm just gonna pick like the most broken thing possible for Winters and like try hard, and then because if I win Winters, I beat the game. I'll have won like every possible BMG event.
Right.
Technically.
Right.
So I really want to win Winters.
Winters is like the final boss at this point.
It's so stupid.
Okay, so you come back after BCX and then lose Winters.
Yeah.
Does that have like any long-term impacts on the mindset at that point, or is it just like this tournament sucks?
Yes. I lose Winters and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll win the next tournament, and then I do, and I'm like, I don't understand, because not even like the day or 2 days after I lose Winters, I'm playing on fire, and I'm like, it's just a real curse.
How many times has this happened now where you like you win like the world championship and then you lose Winters? Is this like 3 times now?
Specifically like winning worlds?
Yeah.
3 times.
3 times?
3 times in a row it happened.
And then immediately lose Winters?
Yeah. And the 3rd time in a row was the worst placement. I didn't even get top 8.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
But then for then after the first BCX, you lost Winters, but then you won like almost everything else that year? Or am I mixing up years?
Yeah. It was that and 2021 I had like the most tournament wins per year. It was I lost Winters, and then the next one was a community tournament where Fate just came out, and then I won with her.
Yep.
And then Springs, and it was the Zol period. Or no, it was final round first. I won on Mordex, and then the Fate tournament. And then I brought out the Zol. And then there was the period of tournaments where I didn't lose at all for like 7 tournaments straight. And then I got 2nd the next 2 lands to wrench. And then I won BCX. Minus a few like online tournaments.